Hello and welcome back everyone to Championship Formula. I'm your host Casey, and today we're going to be looking at the Lions free agency review. So the Lions are a pretty interesting team. If you look at their schedule last season, they had 9 games overall last season that they were 7 points away from either tying or winning those ball games. This team is just a few players away and being healthy from being a winning team. With that being said, the issues that they did have were mainly on the defensive side of the football. The Lions were ranked 31st in defense overall, and they needed to fix basically every single position group on that defensive side. So, with that being said, let's take a look and see who they picked up this offseason. Desmond Trufant, cornerback. In and out of injury, the 29-year-old Trufant played well when he was on the field. Trufant snagged 4 interceptions in the 9 games that he played and graded out above average. The encouraging news is that Desmond has been pretty consistent in his entire career, only really suffering a major injury last season. So we'll see how he plays out in the Lions defense, but he should have a pretty similar role to what Darius Slay had in Detroit. Jayron Kearse, safety. A versatile safety, Kearse was mainly a special teams player, but when given the snaps, he played pretty well. Kearse is much needed depth in the backfield and could compete to take some snaps away from players like Will Harris. Danny Shelton, defensive tackle. The former Cleveland and New England defensive tackle Danny Shelton is a run-stuffing tackle, but has some ability to get after the quarterback. Danny will replace Damon Harrison Sr. as their nose tackle. Chase Daniel, quarterback. The journeyman quarterback Chase Daniel will back up Matthew Stafford and give that room stability if Stafford were to get hurt again. This signing is more of an indication that they're not going to spend a quarterback at the number 3 pick in the draft. Nick Williams, defensive tackle. More of a rotational type player, Williams had his first real set of starting action this season with the Bears, with 6 sacks. This was the first season where we saw a significant amount of playing time from him, so expect him to try to compete for that other opposite starting role besides Shelton. Jamie Collins, linebacker. Collins is a very versatile player, being able to play outside linebacker and on the defensive line, but last season he played exceptionally well on the outside linebacker position. With Collins reuniting with his former defensive coordinator, expect Collins to have plenty of playing time and should start on this defense. Olopolowadi Vaitai, offensive tackle. Vaitai played with the Eagles for 4 seasons and was in and out of the starting lineup for most of his career. Even so, Vaitai graded out very well last season, and with his contract situation, seems to be a starter on the offense next season. Tony McRae, cornerback. A defensive back for Cincinnati Bengals, Tony McRae is added depth in the cornerback room. He looks mainly to fill a special teams role, but could have potential to play as the 4th or 5th corner on this team. Reggie Ragland, linebacker. The ex-Chief linebacker Reggie Ragland was more of a rotational linebacker and did well in that role, grading out just slightly better than average. This is added depth at the position for the Lions, and look for him to create some competition at the middle linebacker spot. Elijah Lee, linebacker. Lee is more adept at the linebacker spot, and he mostly plays on special teams, but when given the opportunity, he's played exceptionally well at linebacker as well. This is the 3rd linebacker that they've added in free agency, and could be slated to pick up another one in the draft as well. It would appear to be a mission that the Lions wanted to address this season. Geronimo Allison, receiver. The former Packers receiver Geronimo Allison is another tall-bodied receiver, and will look to be a 4th option, possibly a red zone target for Matthew Stafford next season. The Lions found a suitable replacement for Darius Slay. They beefed up the interior defensive line, and they even went out and completely reshaped the linebacking room. And probably the most important piece of this entire defense was the addition of Jamie Collins. Overall, though, due to the loss of Graham Glasgow and Darius Slay, I have to give this team a B- for the free agency pool. If they were to have just been able to re-sign one of these guys, I would have given them a B+. But the draft is on the horizon, and with the number 3 overall pick, this team is going to really determine how the rest of this draft plays out. I suspect that the Lions will pick a defensive player at the number 3 spot. It just really depends on what they want to go for first, though. They could pick cornerback Jeffrey Okudah from Ohio State. They could pick Isaiah Simmons from Clemson, the versatile hybrid linebacker safety. Or if they're lucky enough, Chase Young might fall right to them. So that is the Lions free agency grade and review. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear you guys' feedback. I love being able to discuss these players with you guys and figuring out these teams. I'm certainly not an expert on some of this stuff, so I'd love to hear from the fans and what their perspectives are. Anyways, guys, this has been the Championship Formula, signing off.